It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.
Hey folks, welcome back to my kitchen. Bruce coming at you. Today we are going to work with leftovers. I was sitting around the house today, and if you watched my videos over the past weekend, you saw that I made a whole bunch of food. I made chicken egg rolls. I taught you how to do a fish fry. I made a big vat of chili for the Legion. I made beef Wellington for my wife for Valentine's Day, and it was something else. I mean, every day I was cooking for one reason or the other. And then, of course, you have to deal with the leftovers afterwards, which most of it didn't have leftovers. We ate all the chicken rolls within 2 days. The fish fry, we only made a couple pieces. That was good. We ate that. The chili went to Legion. No leftovers there. Beef Wellington. Few leftovers on there. And I should have done a video how to reheat beef Wellington, because it took a little bit of experimenting, because you don't really want to reheat beef Wellington unless you have to. But anyway, so then Monday, my wife comes home. She brought me some corned beef, some sauerkraut, some Swiss cheese, and some really nice marble rye bread. She wanted me to make Reuban sandwiches. She was craving Reubans, and I love Reuban sandwiches, so we made those. We ate those for about 2 days, but now we're at the point where there's so many leftovers in the fridge I got to do something with, but nothing's going with anything. I still have corned beef left over. I still got sauerkraut left over and some cheese, but I don't have any more of the marble rye bread. And I'm too lazy to go out and buy some marble rye bread, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to make it into a pizza. Because in my freezer, I always keep these pizza crusts. You can get these pizza crusts at Walmart or your grocery store, $1, and I get 2 pizzas out of this. Now sure, you can make your own pizza dough. I know how to make pizza dough, but who wants to spend all day making pizza dough to make one pizza? But I find these are the best. They're $1. And this brand doesn't matter. They have them at Walmart. They have them. There's a place out here called Giant Eagle, which that's our little grocery store chain in this area. But anyway, I always try to keep some in my freezer. I pull it out a couple hours later, boom, it's ready to use. And that's what we're going to do today. We are going to take the leftover Reuban guts, and we're going to make a Reuban pizza. So, oh, did I mention we're going to do it in a cast iron skillet? I know I did a video a while back on how to make cast iron pizza. We're going to do a cast iron style, and I know it's going to come out good. So, let's get into it. So just to quickly go over the ingredients we're going to use, I took the corned beef and I cut it up into slivers to look nice on the pizza, and I cut up the Swiss cheese and the slivers, same thing. And you see I got my pizza dough out of the bag there, it's ready to go. Got my sauerkraut draining in the colander. You want to get as much moisture out of it as you can. You can cook it ahead of time if you want to. This is just the way I'm going to try to do it. And of course, Thousand Island dressing. I might throw some mozzarella cheese on there when it's all said and done. We'll decide as we're making it. So the first thing we'll do is we got our oven preheated to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. 500, that's a little high. Some people have told me, oh no, you got to have it lower. Nope, not for a cast iron pizza, not the way I do it. And I got my iron skillet ready. It's cold. We're going to work with a cold iron skillet, which I don't normally do. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. If you don't have olive oil, go ahead and use vegetable oil, whatever you have laying around. I just prefer olive oil. The heat is still off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work our dough. Just put it right there in the pan, right in the olive oil. I'm going to flip it over. And we're just going to work it out to the edges. Now, you want to make sure your pizza dough is close to room temperature, which it should be if it's risen for you. And as you can see, this is very elastic dough. So I'm actually going to pick it up and I'm going to stretch it. I would toss it. I do know how to do that, but it can really make a mess. So we're just going to stretch it. Now, I used half of the actual pizza dough that was in the bag because I prefer a thinner crust. If you want to use the whole thing for this, you can. It'll come out thicker. Not much difference. It's all a preference of how you want to do it. But as you can see, I'm just going to press this out. And the thing about making a pizza in a cast iron, going through this quickly, you can make this any shape you want. If it doesn't come out perfectly round, it doesn't matter because it's a homemade pizza. So we're going to go like this. As you can see right here, I got a little too thin. I put a hole in it. Now you could pinch that together, or what I do, and this is cheating, but no one's going to see it because we're covering it up. I took a little piece of the dough. I was going to cover that right up there. So I take a little piece out of the fat piece. I'm going to flatten that out like a little pancake. Put it right over the hole. And I'm not going to mess with that part anymore. So, getting my thing as close to the edges as I can. Like I said, my cast iron skillet is still no heat on it. Oh, get it again. This is what happens when you rush. Try not to rush when you're doing this. I'm trying not to make this video an hour long. But, okay, there is our pizza crust spread out nicely on our cast iron. I need to wash my hands, and I'll be right back, and we're going to go to the next step. Okay, now we're going to put on our Thousand Island dressing. Now, this is another thing. It depends on how much dressing you want. I prefer a lot of it. So I'm going to dump that right in the center. And I just use a spoon to spread it over. You can use whatever utensil. If you have a spoodle, if you know what a spoodle is. That's what they use in some of the pizza places. But I just use a regular big old spoon here. And try to go as close to the edge as possible. If you go over the edge a little bit, that won't hurt nothing. Won't hurt nothing at all. Like I said, I like a lot of sauce on there, and that's going to be good. Now we're going to put our corned beef on there. And I guess, you know, since we're just fooling around, you can do this any order you want to. I just, in my mind, I think this is the way it should be rather than put the cheese on first. Kind of want the cheese to be on last so it melts on top. Whereas like a pepperoni pizza, a lot of people will put the cheese on and put the pepperoni on the top. We're going to try it this way. And it doesn't have to be any set way. Just scatter it around there. Try and get a little bit of meat in every bite, depending on how much leftovers you have. In this case, what I'm holding is what I have. So we're just going to thin them out. Spread it out all over the pizza. You want to get as close to the edge as possible with the meat, because anytime you cook a pizza, the toppings will go from the outside and they will work their way in as it heats up. So we go right to the edge as much as we can. Looks like I got a decent amount of meat for this pizza. Next, I'm going to grab my sauerkraut, which, like I said, I drained this in a colander. Is how I choose to do it. You can cook it in a skillet ahead of time if you want to. This, of course, is just regular bagged sauerkraut. I don't get the canned sauerkraut. I don't like the way it tastes. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd probably make my own. Put the sauerkraut around as much as possible. And that's that. I'm going to wash my hands again. Now I sliced up this Swiss cheese in little pieces like this. I suppose you could put the whole slice on. That's a good thing about cooking your own stuff. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do what I'm doing. This is one of those things you would be able to change if you don't feel like sitting there cutting them. Even the cold cuts, you could have put the cuts on there without slicing them up like I did. It's all your own personal preference. So I'm just going to spread this cheese out like that, try to make it look a little pretty. So that's basically all the Reuben guts are on the pizza. But I said earlier I was thinking about putting some mozzarella cheese on there. And I think just to make it look nice and give some of that gooey flavor, gooey cheesy goodness, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of mozzarella cheese on top of it. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. It depends. If you like a lot of cheese, throw a lot of cheese on there. Once again, it's all your personal preference. And we're going to turn our heat on now. I'm turning the heat on to high. And we're going to let that cook for a few minutes, and I'll show you when you know it's time to put it in the oven. Now, it has been 2 minutes. And if you can see over here, the oil is starting to bubble. And that's what we want. We want it to bubble the whole way around, just a little bit. And then we're going to see, I know this stove is a little unlevel, so we're going to turn this so the oil moves. I want it to bubble the whole way around here and even just start cooking on the sides, just a little bit. Like I said, it's 2 minutes whenever I turn the camera back on. I think we're about ready, actually, looking at it again. I'm going to put this in the oven at 500 degrees on the center rack, just the way it is. Grab a hot mitt for yourself. This is why another reason I like to use the cast iron skillet. I can put right in the oven from the stove. And let's put it in the oven. Okay, it has been 8 minutes. Let's take this out of the oven and take a look at it. Looks pretty good to me. The edges look nice. Look how easy that moves off the pan too. I can spin it around and everything. Let's take a look at the bottom. Look, the bottom crisped up nice. Can you see that? Now we can put it on our pan. Take it directly out of your iron skillet. You don't want to leave it in there because it'll keep cooking on the bottom and it'll end up burning. And excuse my pizza pan here. Funny story about this pizza pan. A couple months ago, I ordered a pizza from a delivery service here. One of the places around here, I'm not going to say which one it was. They delivered the pizza, no problem. I paid the guy, took the pizza and opened it up. They left a pan under the pizza. So I got a free pan. So let's cut this baby. Sounds crunchy, looks good. I cut this into 6 pieces. 3 for me, 3 for my wife when she gets home from work. This lasts that long because I have been known to eat. Oh, let's do the taste test now. Okay, here we go. I've already showed you the picture of the pizza, but now we're going to taste it. I mean, it smells really good. I'm happy with the way the crust came out, so let's cut a piece off here. Reuban Pizza. Here we go. Alright, you get the happy dance. It's a great way to use up leftovers. And the Reuban came out great. I'm very happy with it. It's going to be my dinner right now. But the whole reason of it is use your leftovers. You know, you could have leftover taco meat. You could have leftover ham from Easter. You could have something, just throw it on a pizza crust. Use your imagination and different way to eat it. If you make a ton of stuff, case in point, Thanksgiving turkey. We always have leftovers of turkey. You know, maybe, why not make Thanksgiving on a pizza? See what happens. I haven't done that yet, but I think that might be my next project. Taco meat, make taco pizza. You know, ground meat, make a cheeseburger pizza. And leftover chicken, buffalo chicken pizza. I mean, I'm not a fanatic about pizza, but I'm just saying it's an easy way to use up your leftovers and not having to keep eating the same thing all the time. So, anyway, hey, thanks for watching my movie. Like and share, please, or my video. Yeah, my movie, because I'm such a movie star. Thanks for watching my video. Like and share on the bottom. Please leave a comment. Let me know what kind of pizza you'd like to try. And maybe we'll mess around and do that next time. So, catch you later.
I like them French fried potatoes.